Okay, all right. I have a letter here that I was asked to read from a friend of mine. It's to Denny White, City of Duquesne, 1501 South Duquesne, Joplin, Missouri. It's dated November the 25th, 2013. Dear Mayor White, on November the 15th, 2013, there was a video posted on youtube.com where you and your alderman discussed a letter that had been anonymously sent out to the residents of Duquesne. As evidenced by this video, specifically you and Alderman Dale Daniels accused Shining Star Ministries wrongly as a registered holder to said return address post office box used for the letter, when in fact Shining Star Ministries is not the registered holder of said post office box, and it is further against the U.S. Postal Service regulations to release said information on the current registrant without court order. I will advise that as a concerned resident, I will advise that a concerned resident of Duquesne did request to use the post office box return address as they were in fear of possible vandalism to their residents and or negative actions if they were to use their physical address. First, I must say that anyone who is concerned for their safety or sharing their opinion with you, the aldermen and citizens of Duquesne, would give me great concern as to the democracy of your organization. Secondly, I have no involvement or personal opinions except for the one I just shared in the city of Duquesne or your political workings. My husband and I are the holders or founders of Shining Star Ministries, and we do credible and benevolent work in this community and serve God and to help others. Therefore, I would demand that you make a retraction for the accusations, slanderous comments, and threats with the IRS that were made against Shining Star Ministries as of the reading of this letter at your December, it says 9th, but today's the 17th, 2013 meeting. If you are so inclined to not retract your accusations, then I will contact our attorney to have him handle this situation accordingly. Sincerely, Nancy Hudson, President, Site Connection.
That's your friend, Nancy?
Yes, it is.
Why is she not here to represent herself?
Well, whenever she asked me to present this, they were out of state.
And you know, we said that we would investigate whether this was actually happening, and that we have not pushed that past. But we did not say that we said it had been reported to us that that post office box had been used illegally. And that's all we knew at the time. And I think that David will back that up, and that was what was said. And I asked him to investigate that further, and nothing's been done.
The post office box goes on the return of the envelopes on the Secretary of State's report is registered to Shining Stars Ministry. So that's how the post office box was connected on this Missouri Secretary of State website. It has that, that's the registered address on it. So I think there was some research done. That's how they linked the PO box to Shining Stars Ministry.
Well, it's no longer registered to Shining Star Ministries, so I guess they need to update their file.
There was a state report filed in July or August with Shining Star Ministries, the Secretary of State, and as of that date, that was the PO box that was on it.
Yeah, the other comments.
I actually have questions, Linda. I see here where it states, where in fact it says Shining Star Ministries is not the registered holder of said PO box. The chief handed this, is this something that you found out that they are registered?
No, that right here is on the internet.
Okay, but where did you find out that?
I didn't find out anything, so
Okay,
that's about Shining Star.
so did you, Mr. Weaver, find out whether they're considered registered on that PO box, or have you done anything like that? I mean, she's stating here she's not a registered owner, or Shining Star Ministries is not the registered holder of the PO box. But here you are.
And I think what was said was on the Secretary of State report that was filed, I believe it was July or so. And that's how it is. If you put a PO box and you just search in Google, that's what it comes up to. So if you go to Missouri Secretary of State, you'll find the PO box on the latest registration for Shining Star Ministry. That's how you make it up.
I believe the deal that was in the name of the magazine I saw somewhere. The day owned the theater that you worked for, is that correct?
Yes.
So you said you didn't know her?
I did not say I did not. No, I did not.
business. If you Google that P.O. Box number, it'll come up with the Secretary of State.
But that doesn't mean that that's the registered one, where
That's
you all
the
stating
one.
that it's registered.
Well, that's the one.
Because that's where, Mayor White said that since it was a registered owner and it's a not-for-profit organization, that therefore it is in violation of IRS.
It's registered with the state of Missouri as a 501c3 organization, according to the Secretary of State's records. So if a 501c3 is engaging in political activity, that can violate the 501c3. That's not to say that they were. So that was the question of the Secretary of State, and maybe we need to get together with Mrs. Hudson and clarify this.
Well, I think she clarified it pretty well on this.
Sounds
on
like
this
me.
letter.
You know more about this information. If you're her friend, you know more about the information.
I'm reading what's
I was
here.
informed that Cycle Connection is a registered holder of this post office box, and that is what I have been informed of.
If you'll go to the Secretary of State's site and look it up.
Maybe they use it for Shining Star Ministry,
I don't know.
but it is supposed to be registered Cycle Connection.
I don't know